If I could bribe this life with roses, I plant as many as my desires.
Chris and I met just over 2 years ago. I was going out with my girlfriends. I didn't want to go out that night. We ended up meeting him, and he messaged me on Facebook, and he kept asking me to hang out and go out, and I'm like, no, I don't really want to date right now. He's like, well, can I take you fishing? And I said, okay, fishing only, no dates, just fishing. And so he took me fishing, and we had an amazing time. Then he asked me out on a date, and I said, I'll do dinner, but it's not a date. So I went out to dinner with him. We went to Siam Orchid here in Cocoa Beach, and I was like, okay, this guy is not like the other guys. He is totally different. He's so awesome.
First a seed, then a rose from beneath the drinks going toss.
I was out one night, and she was with some friends, and then I started messaging her, and she I actually saw her on her Facebook, and she likes to do the same things I do. She looks so cute with a fishing rod in her hand on the boat, so.
It's funny, we kind of have an ongoing joke about whether we consider this our first date, because I said this is not a date, we're just doing dinner, just as friends. And we went to Siam Orchid, which we both love sushi, so we just there was no pressure, it wasn't a date, it was just kind of hanging out, going to dinner. And then we went out again to Texas Roadhouse, and then we went boating on the boat and the canals and the river, and so that's when I started falling for him.
Ever since the beginning, when I knew she loves going fishing and she loves traveling and stuff like that, and that we get along, and she's actually a down-to-earth girl. So that happened pretty quick, to be honest with you. And I have a realtor friend of mine who was going to list my house for me, and he said if I use her, I better marry her. So I used her. And
we planned a trip to Tahoe to go skiing, and on that trip, I instantly fell in love with him. I knew he was the one. He was just so attentive, and he was all about me. I could tell he's just the type of guy that's not looking for the next best thing. He was romantic and sweet, and I just instantly fell in love with him on that trip. So I kind of felt it right away.
We were to hide from judging eyes, and the roof would fall.
We were laying in bed. It was early in the morning, and he's just so sweet. He's always like rubbing my back, and he was spelling something on my back, and I felt him like doing lines, and I was like, okay, what was that? That was weird. And then I felt the L, and then the O, and then the V, and my heart started racing, and I was just like, oh, I turned around and I was like, I love you too.
when I was a kid, and my mom used to, when she was scratching my eyes, she would like write things on there, and I'd have to figure out what she's saying. So I actually wrote that on her back.
And then we carry on, no force bugs me down.
Okay, the proposal, I was trying to think of different ways to do it, and I really wanted to do it the way we like to do things, out on the boat, on the water. Her birthday was coming up, and I didn't want to do it on her birthday, and it rained every day leading up to her birthday. So the day before, I had to pull an audible, so I just went and got a bunch of flowers, and I had the ring, and when she came home from a long day at work, I had dinner made for her and everything, and wine and flowers, and just did it at the house.
I had been working all day showing property, and I called him exhausted, and I said, hey, do you want me to get dinner on the way home? I'm starving. And he says, no, come home, I have dinner already ready, just don't worry about it. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. And in the kitchen, there's just rose petals all over the counter, there's candlelit dinner. He had cooked fresh fish that we caught. So we had dinner, and I was like, okay, I kind of felt something was going on. I was like, this is like, okay, was he gonna do it? So then we ate, and he started cleaning up. I was like, all right, well, he didn't do it, so maybe that's not really what's gonna happen. So then he got dessert ready and just came up behind me, and he didn't even kneel. He was so nervous, he didn't even kneel. He just kind of stood behind me and said, would you spend the rest of your life with me? One of the things that I love most about him is that he's got an honest heart, he's got integrity, and I respect that so much. That's very hard to find in the world that we live in, so he's just a very genuine guy. And he's simple. He just wants to go fishing and he wants to be able to do the fun stuff that we love to do, and he wants somebody that enjoys the same things together.
Then rain would weaken.
There's a lot to like about her. The fact that, you know, we do get along so well by have the same interest, you know, especially being with my career. You know, not only us as guys, she's got to put up with us, but she has to put up with my job that I'm gone. So when I come home, she likes to do the same thing I like to do, so we're able to hang out and do things together when I'm in town, because, you know, life's a little different when you're gone. You still have another life to maintain, so it's good that we share the same interests.
You know, it's crazy. I'm a planner and I have goals career-wise and stuff, but when it comes to stuff like that, I've learned that trying to overthink it and overplan it, things just don't work out. So I see us being on the same page as, you know, wanting kids and wanting a family and wanting all of those things, but we love to travel. So I think our biggest goals is to have more time freedom together and being able to travel and do new experiences together, see the world. There's a big world out there that we don't get to see.
It's bloom and fall.
Dreams together is just to create more. We both like to travel, just to create more memories, go to new places together, witness it for the first time. Down the road, you know, we're talking about getting a dog and, you know, adding a kid, and we want to be on the water, and we still want to maintain our lifestyle, you know, just raise the kid to like the water.
Arrives on us.
I'm beyond excited. I can't wait. He's everything I've ever wanted that I never knew I wanted. And I'm just so excited to marry him. I can't wait to make him my forever.
Very excited, you know, can't wait to get married to her. It's going to be a lot of adventures, and I can't wait to just share them with her.